Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
George, we have clearly in front of us a delicious episode of Apothecary Diaries.
Well, because it's Apothecary Diaries, how much you want to bet one of these is poisoned?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, that sounds terrible, but if this was any other show, it would be terrible. But since this is Apothecary Diaries, this is going to be Maomao's best day ever.
True.
So,
it's a good point.
I mean, yeah, she's kind of a psycho like that, so I'm sure she'll
This is going to be
enjoy it.
poisoned, and this is for Lady Gyokuyo, and that's going to kick off the episode trying to figure out who the heck is trying to either kill her or abort the baby some way. We'll see.
Well, you're extrapolating a lot based on this alone.
Maybe it's just Maomao's lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah. All right. Well, predictions for this episode today, George. Do we have anything?
No predictions at all, really. We're getting real close to the mid-season finale. So if anything, yeah, we're gonna like start wrapping up some loose ends potentially.
Okay.
But if not, then yeah, I don't know. Each episode has been so different from the last. We've had like a color puzzle episode. We've had a dealing
ghost
with
stories.
Yeah, with ghost stories, dealing with a freaking pervy emperor, to say it very, very kindly and lightly, so we don't get YouTube suppressed.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, it's just all the stuff this season. It's been very dancing, freaking, what is it, like butterflies in the moonlight with Jinshi and all that. So I don't know, dude. Every episode's been so random in a sense. So
yeah.
No predictions, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think. Is this the episode where things start to happen? You know, I felt like last episode was like the time where that was going to happen. So I don't know. This time, I don't know either. It could be anything at this point. It could be just a food episode given our staging here.
Maybe, yeah. Well, as we always say, there's only one way to find out.
All right, let's do it.
Last time he didn't take the drink. I totally forgot until I saw this.
His libido's going crazy now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, frick!
What?
Oh man, we're getting confession time.
Huge news. Yeah, what? Her bump's getting a little bit more noticeable. Return to this one.
A hunting trip.
Interesting.
Tisho. My Maomao.
Borrow my Maomao. Oh my gosh, dude.
They're talking her like an object. Yeah, true. He always says Kusuria, I think. The apothecary. He just says like, oh, apothecary.
Yeah, the apothecary. Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. That's why he was saying like that girl. I know in Japanese, saying like that guy, it would come off like pretty rude. So you wouldn't say like that. There's like alternate ways of saying it. You wouldn't say it so directly like that. But yeah, that's a good point. Has he ever said Maomao? I feel like he has at least once, but
I could be misremembering, but what did he call her when she was up dancing and she like
yeah, and I feel like
up on like she like fell on him and like he was like slightly drunk and stuff.
Yeah.
And he like kind of like hugged her a little bit.
In my mind,
was it apothecary then?
I can hear him saying Maomao's name. So I feel like somewhere he must have said it at some point. But if she's saying that he's never called her, then maybe not, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hard to say. All right, who is this Master Shishu? Episode 35, The Hunt. She's dozing off. Is that Lolan's dad?
Think so, but... Bro, he's nothing like his dad.
Yeah, much more hot-headed.
Yeah.
So this place is beautiful.
Yeah, right? This guy.
Oh.
Is he acting like this?
This guy, dude. He's so intense.
Yeah, right? Oh, there's a big
They have
ice.
a little, thing of ice to cool off.
Oh boy.
Is that a turtle?
Yeah.
Maomao's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, right? What is going on? I'm so freaking confused.
Yeah, what?
What is going on?
Is like an emperor's not allowed to eat this kind of food or something, or royals?
Hmm.
Is he trying to like give her hints? Oh,
what? Oh, it's so strong.
It's too strong, yeah.
That's just how I'm built. She's built different.
Bro.
Oh my gosh, what?
Oh, what is this?
Whoa.
I was not expecting guns.
What?
Oh, snap.
Guns?
Yeah, guns. He's covered.
Yeah.
Oh no, is she gonna see the people setting up the assassins?
Well, that would be a little too convenient, don't you think?
Yes, it would be. Dang, dude. There's even politics in something like that.
Yeah, right?
That was him trying to whistle?
Yeah, what? Oh, he's got a dog whistle.
Oh, dang. The dog is petting a dog. Oh my gosh.
Wow, man, that's not very nice. Oh, it is Lowland, sorry, you're right.
Okay, okay. Huh.
There's something going on.
Yeah, it's so secretive, or I don't know if secretive is the right word, but
Getting him some water?
I suppose.
Salt?
Or medicine. She's making medicine?
This is a freaking ruse. This is a freaking ruse to get her out of the house, maybe. It's so weird. This is so weird, right?
Yeah, like, so this is what I don't understand. It seems like it's not that much of a secret, Jinshi's true status.
Yeah, like so everyone seems to know who he is. What's with the name?
Exactly.
What's with the covering?
Is it only for the people in the rear palace that don't know, and then like everybody else does? I don't No, I don't quite get it. And I guess it makes sense too, because the Emperor and Jinshi have been around for forever before the Emperor became the current Emperor. And then he did, and then he asked Jinshi to tend to the concubines. So everybody else before this time must have known, I guess, now that I think about it. I guess I just never... I was seeing the world through Maomao's eyes, and because she didn't know, I guess I just assumed nobody else knew, but it seems silly now to think that would be the case.
I suppose so. But like, why are they hiding his identity here? It seems like everyone knows who he is.
I think the covering is part of being like high-end royalty. Because like remember when they were doing when they were doing the dance even, the Emperor's face was hidden in his carriage. He didn't actually have a covering, but they couldn't see his face. When that one emissary went up and she like bowed to him, he was positioned, and it could have been just like artistic depiction, but it almost seemed like he was positioned in a way so that nobody could gaze on his face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Possible.
That's what I'm attributing this to.
Okay.
What?
He's too high. He's overheating.
Yeah. Overheating. But like, yeah, why can't he take it off? People see him without it all the time. Is it just to hide who he is?
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird.
I like how his voice sounds kind of muffled.
Yeah, right.
Nice little detail. Oh! No way!
Now?
You're trying to kill Jinshi? Oh, he's jumping off the waterfall! Oh, jeez, dude. That's brave. Oh my gosh, it's so high. What?
Okay, she thought that, but it also echoed. Did you notice that?
I didn't quite catch the echo, no.
She didn't say anything. Watch this.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Beifa. Is that what they call guns?
Oh!
Oh.
Oh, she passed the frick
She's
out.
drowning. Yeah. Yeah, you thought they were kissing for real.
You never know. Oh no. Ugh.
Oh. Jeez, dude. It was like 80 feet potentially. 50 meters? Oh. Way more than 80 feet then.
Bro.
Jeez.
She literally drowned. Oh boy. What?
Oh my gosh.
After he's not been drinking his freaking juice. I guess.
Dude, yeah, it must have been hard to swim carrying her and those robes too. That's pretty impressive.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Woo.
She's hungry too.
Oh man, she's so small in this, like the way they're posing it here, the image, she's like way smaller than him.
Dang, I thought they were going after Shoshin or whatever his name is.
Gaoshan?
But it must have been however you call the leader of this area. I thought it was Shoshun or something. Oh man, we're so bad.
You know, at the anime club, you never can really tell exactly what their names are. You know?
Yes, Lowland's dad. That's why I thought their intended target was. But
really?
No, this is... Yeah, I thought this was like a regional kind of thing. I didn't think it was... Like, nobility in general, probably. But yeah, more regional. But no, it seems they were literally here for Jinshi himself.
Jinshi.
Now, that begs the question, was it Lolan's dad who set it up? Right. Or is this an external or an additional party, right?
Right.
But hard to say.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But the assassins might notice too.
Ah, the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Oh, that's not gonna work.
Like,
oh, I don't know. Oh,
oh.
What the frick? Okay. Oh, frick, I knew it.
Oh boy.
Is it an anime fall or a real fall? Oh boy, it's an anime fall.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
his hands are so conveniently placed.
No, the juice. He should have been having the juice. There's no going back now.
He's pulling her. Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh dang.
Oh boy, let's get a black screen here. There we go. Woo!
Wow.
All right. Things are getting a little spicy over here at Apothecary Diaries.
Way spicier, dude.
Wow.
They freaking not even tiptoed. They like freaking skirted around the romance part of it like for so long, and so widely was their like avoidance of it that I stopped expecting it altogether.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, because like we even had conversations during this season where we're like, will we ever get back to freaking romance in this show?
Yeah,
like,
the will they, won't they kind of thing.
Yeah, like,
dang.
It's not even a will they, won't they anymore for this season. Yeah. It was like there was never anything. At this point the show was like gaslighting us. They're like, no, there was never anything between them. Oh, no, what are you talking about? It's like, okay. Wow.
Jinshi, so, okay. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think?
Given the fact that he hasn't been drinking his no horny juice. I think it's, you know, I mean, no one's going to find them. They just talked about thinning the bloodline a little bit with Maomao. I'm just saying.
Well, so do you think Maomao, though, would be receptive?
I think so.
Like most, I think she'd be like he plants a kiss on her, and like
no,
maybe she kisses him back, and then she like comes to him. It's like, wait, what's going on? What are you doing? And then he tells her who she is, and then that even creates an even higher degree of separation between them because she's like, bro, I can't. You're the Emperor's brother. What? Like, it's not who he actually is, right? But that's who he thinks he is, and then. You know, she's like, I can't. No, there's no way that would.
But if
it's improper or something.
Yeah, but if he says that he wants to bring her in as his wife, then she can't say, you know, not that she can't say anything per se, but she would have no like, what, not legal precaution, like, what am I trying to say?
I see what you're saying. Jinshi could basically force her, right? But
it's not
won't.
just a. No,
I don't think he would.
Not in a forcing way. That's not what I mean. I mean, like in a, you're saying that she's going to say it's improper because of his status and her status. But if he decides to bring her as a wife, right? If he decides to marry her, then it doesn't matter what anyone's status is, right? Then it would become proper because he would decide to wed her, right?
I see.
That's what I mean. I'm freaking butchering explaining this, but
yeah,
you know, she's worried about the proper order of things, right? But if he says you're my wife or I want to marry you, then it doesn't matter, right? None of that stuff, all that formalities, the formalities that she's worried about would go away pretty freaking fast. Yeah. So,
all right, but so marriage is like ways away. In the immediate term, if you had to guess, what's your best guess? What happens next episode?
So it could go one of two ways, right? I mean, I don't think she'll get Prego. So but like
Yes,
at
I
the
don't
same
think she will.
time, yeah, but at the same time, they could always just have them frickin' have a nice, I was gonna say night, but it's day. Have a nice day date in the cave, and then she just may not get Prego because they're just like, oh well, sometimes it just doesn't happen or whatnot. They could just say it that way, right? It could still happen. So yeah, I lean towards that. The show is a little bit too teasy, and they've left off on like a cliffhanger here. I don't think the show follows through on this because shows never follow through on this almost. And this show is like delights in its teasing, and it's teasing that's gonna happen.
I feel
I don't
like
think it's gonna happen.
I feel like if they went that far as to do the deed, we'll say. I don't know what YouTube suppresses or not. So as to copulate or whatever you want to say it. Yeah, whatever the term we want to use. I don't. That would change kind of the dynamic of the show in a very big way. I think.
Not necessarily. I don't think so.
I think it would. I think it would because you have to bring in way more romance at that point.
No, I don't think so because we have an entire season and a season-ish of a background of like people just sleeping with other people for money. Like she's literally from a place where sex is like much more commonplace.
I guess it's true.
Right? So like it could absolutely
there is that
happen.
angle.
The other thing is like here's the thing that makes me think it might happen is several times this season she's referenced herself as being like skinny or not appealing to people or whatever it is, right? She even mentioned it in the cave, which is like adding to my freaking suspicion that she's going to be shocked that Jinshi is as into her as he is. Like, I think she knew that he had some of those potential feelings, but maybe it was more flirtatious and more teasing than anything. And that's why she hasn't thought too much about it. I don't think she's really taken it very serious, but I think now he's going to be like, no, I like you. And she's going to be like, what? You can't like me. I'm not a big tittied freaking waifu. I'm a more based version of a waifu. I'm freaking the best kind. And Jinshi will be like, exactly. And so then that'll take her by surprise. And I think that surprise in the moment, along with like maybe him confessing what he'd like, you know, to take her hand or whatever it is, I think could kind of be the straw that breaks the camel's back given this scenario. And then, you know, who knows what's going to happen at that point.
It's a lot because she still thinks he's a eunuch. Right? She doesn't know he's the emperor's brother.
That's a great point. That could be a big thing that kind of, you know, makes the situation be spontaneous.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a big leap for where Maomao's head is right now.
Well,
like I see her more as like a.
We did have a big frog leap on her head, so I think it's metaphoric.
Okay, very good. Yeah, like she. There's so much she would need to come to terms with right away. Like for so long, she has. I've actually said that, like he's too attractive for her. Or she finds him too attractive, which is kind of like freaking
off-putting.
Yeah, off-putting because it's just like too intense. But that means that underlying all that is already a sense of attraction. But she's written him off because of that, because she finds him like too attractive. His position, the fact that he's a eunuch. Yeah, so like all these things added up. Excuse me. The fact that he's like now her owner / employer, whatever. I guess that falls under the bucket of her.
What happens when he smashes all of those things down simultaneously in the cave, right? It's going to be a freaking big, you know, is that enough to cause a scenario where she gives in with all those barriers break simultaneously?
I find it hard to. Like Maomao doesn't seem the kind of person to immediately do a 180 like that. It seems to me like she'd, from going from like not even thinking of him in that way at all to immediately like, oh yeah, I like you.
Well, maybe
like it seems
maybe the eunuch part is the thing that's like holding her back, and then once she realizes he's got a little more meat on him than she realized, then she realizes
maybe.
that a switch is flipped.
Maybe something is going to switch when she finds out he's no longer a eunuch. I still think what's gonna happen, he's gonna plant a kiss on her, and she's gonna like halfway like it, but then be like, bro, what the heck? What are you doing? What is this? And like for all those reasons, what I said, you're a eunuch, your status, right? The owner slash employer thing falls under the status bucket. The you're too pretty, all these things. I think another thing is that something you pointed out though, she has referenced herself as being skinny, not that pretty. She like in the, I don't think it's legit, but like in the context of the show, she uglifies herself by, putting freckles on her and all that stuff. So like to go from that to doing the deed in the course of an episode is a lot, I think.
Sure.
I think this is something that's going to take more time.
I think from but sometimes spontaneous things happen, George. You never know.
I'm not denying that. I could be totally wrong.
I just think that the show is way too keen. I think the author is way too freaking keen on teasing stuff and like freaking, teasing endlessly without giving like anything. So like I feel like this scenario here is the author being like, well, that's it. There's your tease. That's all you're going to get for another 15 seasons. You get nothing else, right?
15 seasons. Jeez.
Obviously I'm exaggerating, but
yes, like, I know.
So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like the show's not going to put out, I guess you could say.
Oh my gosh.
They're just going to...
Dude, the show's been doing a lot of that, okay?
They're going to be doing...
Maomao.
It's endless edging over here at Apothecary Diaries.
Oh my gosh, this freaking dude.
And we're just not going to get anything. I don't think they're really going to have this. I was trying to think of another one, but that one's a little much. I don't think we're going to get anything else from this. So, yeah, I think it's just a tease. Why cut it off
let me
here?
ask you this. So, let me ask you this. Do you think her and Jinshi and Maomao will eventually end up together?
Sure, for sure. That's the way that the show will eventually end, per se, or that we'll get to that at some point. But
so
I don't see why they can't bang now and then get married later. And I mean that in like the context of the show, right? Like I mean that in the context of like if they have a certain level of confession now and then they do the deed now, because of the backdrop of like Maomao's history with all of that stuff, they could have a mutual understanding that like they're gonna get this figured out. They're gonna figure out how they're gonna make it work, and so they can do this. They'll do this now, given the background of Maomao, and then they're like, we'll figure this out in the future, and then the next whatever X period of time will be them trying to figure out how they're gonna make it work because they've already done it once. And they're got to figure out how to get married or whatever the frick. I don't know. That's just like a guess. Or it could be freaking nothing. Or she could be just like, no, this is no way.
Yeah, I just don't think she's there yet.
Yeah. I think it's entirely likely that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there's so much that happened aside from just that. Like, they brought up again the assassination attempt on Jinshi. Like... okay, what is that about? What are they like? What are the? It goes back to like these people know he's his brother clearly, as do like mostly everyone apparently.
Yeah,
and they want him dead because that leaves just the emperor, and then they can kill the emperor.
I guess, unless they maybe know his true identity, which would be bizarre for them to know.
Like, well, I mean, either way, they know his true identity or they think he's his brother, whether he's the son or the brother. Well, if they kill the emperor now,
killing the son would be a
next
pretty
up
big
in
deal.
line.
Because that's the heir, right?
Yeah, but so, okay, let's say they kill the emperor right now. Who gets the throne?
Jinshi.
Wouldn't it be Jinshi? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, whether they kill him knowing he's his brother or they kill him knowing he's the son, functionally it's irrelevant because he's the heir either way, right? So they got to get rid of the heir first, and then they can kill the emperor?
No. Because if the emperor has a baby with Laolan, then he would be the next in line. Right? If Laolan and him have a baby.
I suppose, yeah.
Right?
And then Lolan would just be the reigning empress for the time being while her son grows up, I guess.
Right, because right now, Laolan and the emperor haven't been getting freaky, I don't think. Maybe they have, but...
They said a while back that he's just been stopping by, like,
right, he's been stopping by, right? And so maybe she's just like, listen, I'll do this, because she doesn't seem keen on this whole thing, but she's like, listen, I'll do this, but there's no point in doing it right now if Jinshi is the son of the emperor, because then the son that I produce won't matter. So I'll do the deed with the emperor on the condition that Jinshi's no longer in the picture, and then they can start in.
I guess, like, how would she know that he's the son? How would anyone know, actually, now that I think about it? Because really,
that's the thing. That's assuming that these people know the truth, which virtually nobody knows.
Yeah, so I feel like the truth is a mystery reserved for Maomao to solve. So because of that, speaking meta here, I don't think anyone knows, or anyone that could reveal it at some point knows.
Sure.
Because if somebody knows, then the mystery is potential leak, I think.
Well,
but anyways,
Maomao's way behind on the whole mystery thing. But if she learns that Jinshi is who he is, she will immediately figure out that he's the son, because she's got that missing piece of information that most people don't have. Is she speculated about the babies being swapped? So once she learns that he's the brother of the emperor, or the assumed brother, she'll go, wait a second, actually, that's not true. You're the son. Won't she?
I think she'll figure it out rather quick, actually. But the people who tried to assassinate him just now, what do you think they believe? I think they think he's the brother.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's the most likely scenario. That's the assumption, but we don't know 100%, but it's very, very likely, yeah.
So if they think he's the brother,
then what's the point
of
assassinating him?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think what the order of operations is here, because they get rid of Jinshi, and then they get rid of the emperor, because right now, Jinshi is the heir. Being the brother, he's the heir, right? So
sure, I understand what you're saying. I don't know the answer to that. It could be that they do know, and that would explain why so many people want to kill Jinshi, right? But
is it so many people, or is it the same group of people?
Could be. It could be one specific person that knows the truth and is getting other people to act, and they don't know the truth.
Yeah, because like right now, I'm really sus on Lolan's dad, Shoshu, however you say his name.
Yeah.
I think he's currently my number one suspect. It's very convenient that he called Jinshi to the hunt, right? Summoned him directly. Very convenient that he put him up at the head of the table, knowing what his status is, was kind of like talking to him, trying to ingratiate himself, right? Free himself of suspicion.
100%.
And then have somebody in his territory that he's managing try and assassinate Jinshi then.
For sure.
Yeah.
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 Either way, George.
If you're Jinshi, like, what do you do when you get back? You get back knowing they've like the first assassination attempt. Maybe Jinshi could write it off as like, oh well, it was an accident, blah blah blah.
But shooting a freaking gun, obviously. Yeah,
exactly. So like, what do you do when you're Jinshi in that?
Well, probably they're just gonna leave, right? We're like, okay, well, it's super dangerous. There's assassins about. We got to go home.
Yeah, but wouldn't like any sort of investigation be launched?
For sure, but like
maybe I'm thinking he would leave in modern terms too much.
Maybe he would for sure, but like he would leave immediately though.
Yes,
like,
he would leave. Yeah. I'm just talking like big picture ramifications.
Right, but they couldn't pin it on the lord of this area. Yeah. No, they wouldn't be able to.
It's just hard to determine what's going to happen, what they'll do with that.
Well, regardless of what happens, George, we know the next episode, Maomao's going to get a huge load of information dumped on her.
Okay, Graham. Okay. I hope you feel proud of yourself.
I am a genius. Lol. Okay. All right, everybody. That's it for me. I apologize for the antics.
All right. Well, good episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. I'm legitimately excited for next episode to see.
Yeah, it should be good.
See what's gonna happen. Yeah, it'll be a good mid-season finale, I think. So,
true.
Good stuff.
Maybe they will, George. If it's mid-season, maybe they will.
We'll see. I know they will at some point. I just have my doubts as to whether it'll be next episode. I don't think it'll be next episode.
This season, or is it season 17? That's the real question.
True. Those are our only two options.
That's correct.
But yes. But if you want to be ready for when that our reaction to that episode drops, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. Also, check out the Patreon and the channel membership to see our other stuff 2 weeks ahead of time. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Everybody.
Take care.